What is up, you guys? So today we are going to be making a very, very brief video, um, kind of a warning video for Evony players. There's a few strategies out there that people do to try to advance their gameplay very quickly. Let's start off with the most egregious option that some people opt to do. I've had a few friends on server 152, I think it was, who they bought these gem packs off of Facebook Marketplace, where someone was saying, pay me $100 and you'll get $300 worth of gem packs on your account. Give me your login credentials, your password, and we'll make it happen. So it worked out. These guys, they sent this guy their credentials. They paid him, $100. They left their account alone for a few hours. They logged back in after the guy said that they could. Sure enough, like 100,000 gems there, a bunch of speed ups, a bunch of resources. VIP had gone up. The guy had obviously gone in and bought packs. So you got to ask yourself, why is this person doing this? Especially in a game like Evony. So to some people in some parts of the world, there's an economy for Evony accounts. People will build, sell, rebuild, resell these Evony accounts for hundreds of dollars at a time. Typically, an account will sell when it's over like K31, 32, it'll actually sell for money. Like K30s and under are really going to be freebie accounts. The accounts that go for the most are obviously K35s that aren't zeroed. Once you zero that account, once all those troops have been killed, it does lose some of its value, but it's still a K35. So not the end of the world if you're trying to sell your account. The downside is why would somebody give you $200? There's a few answers. One of them is money laundering. So there's people out there, they deal drugs and they need to have a clean income. So they set up these fronts where they do things to generate legitimate looking income. Because if someone's paying you through, WhatsApp or PayPal or whatever, it's very hard to track that money. And it's very usable in the black market. Whereas, sitting on all this cash from, gift cards that you stole or credit card transactions that weren't yours, some sort of fraudulent behavior is going on. And they're trying to wash this money through you. You will get caught. The people that did this on the other server that I played, it did take a while. And they did it multiple times. These guys were the kings of the server, and things were going great. They were actually good leaders. They were good. They were good players. They were good for the server. But I logged in one day. I saw a whole bunch of action in world chat. I started checking it out. Turns out these players had been banned for fraudulent credit card activity or fraudulent payment activity. So eventually it's going to come back to you. Let's talk about where that leads us. Buying and selling accounts. I have a friend in real life who plays the game, and he recently tried to buy an account, and he didn't follow through with it because it was too sketchy. So this guy was trying to leave the game, has a K35 account, million T14 troops, not a whole lot else. And my friend, who's also a K35, was thinking, well, it could be a good alt account. It's on my server. I could send myself resources and stamina. I could do more Vikings with this. I could take down my own Vikings with this if I combine the troops in a rally. So, he really started getting into this idea of purchasing this other account. Here's what can happen in the worst case scenario. The person gives you the account. You normally do this through Gmail. So you'll create a new Gmail, call it new Evony Keep 123 at, gmail.com. The other person will take your Gmail that you just made with your Gmail password, and they'll link the account to that Gmail. And that's how most of these transactions happen. The downside is there's also a one-time code that you have on your Evony account that you can use to revive it. You can also contact customer support with your account ID, and you can say, hey, my account was hacked, it was stolen, someone got into my Gmail, and you can make this story, and they'll give your account back. This has happened many, many, many times. On my server, it's happened at least twice on 29. On 150, it happened all the time. Do not do this. If you're going to make an account as an alt, just build it. Build it from the start. It'll take a few months. It'll immediately start paying itself off. If you're going to buy an account, if you're in this situation like my friend where someone has approached you and said, hey, do you want this account? Use an intermediary. Use somebody you trust. And then have time frames so that you can make sure that account's yours. I would say a week or two. If someone's not gone onto their Evony account in a week or two, they're probably not doing this just to scam you. They're probably genuinely interested in quitting the game. That being said, on 29, one of the times where someone had their account stolen back, it's because they genuinely quit. And months later, they just took their account back without talking to the guy. And after that point, the person who took the account from the original player had been spending money and putting money into the account. So that leads us into alt accounts in general. I used to have like 4 alt accounts on 29. I had Hungry Joe, Mini BMW, Mini, and I had an issue with customer support. I don't remember. I had some other like level 10 alt. We'll get to that. So I got kicked out of my main account, which is Yossi BMW. I got kicked out of my alt Mini. I got kicked out of my alt Hungry Joe. And I could only get into my account on 150, which was called Yossarian. So I start emailing customer support. And I say, hey, this is my account. I can't get into it. I've been playing on this account for a long time. I've spent lots of money on it. Lots of money, lots of time. I'd really like to get back into my account. I had to go onto the world map. I started a new account. That's where the level 10 comes in. And I found Yossi BMW, went into the detail, and was able to get a picture of my account ID. And of course, I could see no one was playing my account. I've never given out my credentials. And, my city was just dead on the map. Zeroed, no resources, no troops. It had obviously been killed. And customer support comes back to me a few days later with a list of accounts. And they said, aren't these also your accounts? And, they quoted part of the terms of service that says that, you're only supposed to play one account per server, blah, blah, blah. So I told them, well, Yossi BMW is my account on this server. I have a family. Some of my family members were playing those other accounts, but they have quit playing. But I want to continue playing the game. They never got back to me about my alt accounts. They just kind of left me hanging in that regard. And they walked me through the process to reopen Yossi BMW on 2932. So you will and you can get in trouble for having alt accounts. There's also some weird things that the developers do on the back end using your IP address and your phone address to figure out who's using alt accounts and who's using multiple accounts on different servers. They knew which accounts I was using, which ones I weren't. It was very clear that lying to them at that point was not an option. They had my cities listed, what level my keeps were. And yeah, I was just like, okay, well, yeah, those are mine. So, at that point, you just got to say yes. Those accounts are coming off of my Wi-Fi router. Yes, those accounts have been made in my household. I was trying different things. I love the game. Whatever you need to say, whatever fits for you. But yeah, you will get in trouble if you have alts. And if you go to get help from customer support, they may bring it up, and it's awkward. So just be wary of that. Let's see other common Evony scams. Okay, so there's a going market for everything. Evony changes the desired resource for, let's just say, the quarter. So sometimes stamina will be really, really rare. And you'll see people buying stamina in World Chat for 50 to like 100 million resources for 1,000 stamina. Other times, you might be in World Chat saying, hey, I need an extra 200 million resources. Talk to your alliance mates about the going rate of stamina, gems, resources, speed ups. Monarch XP is also sent around through waybills. So all these things have a value. And there's people out there fishing for people that don't understand the value of these items, and you will get taken advantage of. I had someone recently try to, I said in World Chat, like, hey, oh no, this was like a year ago, and stamina was really rare. I was in a different alliance at the time, and I said in this alliance that I wasn't very familiar, and I was kind of new. Said, hey, I'm kind of short on stamina. I've got lots of resources. I'd love to work something out. Someone messaged me. This guy messages me, and the offer was insane. I didn't even message him back. I felt truly, truly disrespected by this outrageous offer. So just be wary. Those are some of the common Evony scams. Don't fall for them. As far as the fraudulent end of Evony, if you're caught up in that, you're not getting your account back. It is done. It will be a resource farm for people that weren't cheating. So yeah, don't do the gem pack thing. Don't buy and sell accounts unless you're willing to take that risk. Because it's just not worth it. You're going to lose your account. Someone's going to steal the account. It's just not worth it. It's just not. It's going to catch up to you. So, anyways, you guys, if you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. Leave any questions you have in the comments, and yeah, play on.